What are the 3 secret reasons why coaching prospects don't buy and how to fix it? You see, here's the problem. A lot of coaches, they're getting people from ads, they're getting people registering for their stuff, they're getting people booking calls, they're getting all this stuff, but it's like not enough people are buying. You may have tons of credibility, you've got tons of experience, you're the biggest expert in your market, but nobody is giving you money, or not enough people are giving you money based on what you think you should be getting. Why is that, and how do we fix it? Well, let's get into the 3 secret reasons of why coaches or why coaching prospects are not buying. Number 1, they are not believing the claims. You see, here's the problem. What you can be saying is true, might be right, but it just might be a little unbelievable. I see this all the time. So, for example, we'll see coaches who say things like, say in the weight loss niche, they'll be like, hey, you can potentially lose all this, excess weight that you have without ever going to the gym, changing your diet. There's just stuff that they're like, I just don't believe it. You know why they don't believe it? Because they've tried those things and it never worked for them. And so when they hear something that's really outlandish, might be true, but it doesn't match their confidence and self-esteem. It actually sets them back. So they're like, I can't do this. I don't believe it. That's why you see, if you're a newer coach and you're making like say 10,000 a month or less, when somebody says, hey, here's how to make 10 million a year, it's kind of like there's a disconnect. There's no connection to that. So it's too big. It's not that it's untrue. It's not that it can't happen. It's just that it's so big of a claim, it just logistically doesn't make sense. And so there's no connection to the brain. So the people are like, I just don't believe that. And they don't want to do it. That happens all the time. We see that with coaches all the time in how you do this. So the first thing you need to do is understand that a lot of people might not believe your claims. And so so for example, it can be weight loss, it can be making money, getting clients, it can be dating, all those kinds of niches. It can be anything. So do you have a promise that you are making that is very big and potentially could make people say, I don't know if I believe this or not. You see what I mean? Or I don't think I can achieve that because I've failed so many times that sounds unbelievable. You see what I'm saying? Doesn't work like that. So that's the first thing you've got to do. So what I would do is tone it down and then do number 2, fix number 2, and it should fix number 1. Now, what is number 2? Coaches have not focused on the pain. Now, here's the problem. A lot of coaches are focused on optimistic marketing and helping people get more awesomeness. The problem with selling awesomeness is a lot of people are just not interested in it. Partially because number 1, they don't believe it, and number 2, it just doesn't make sense. It's not a motivator. Okay, it attracts interested but uncommitted people. So let me give you an example. Like same thing. Like, hey, how to achieve your goals? Wouldn't it be amazing to make extra XYZ, to get this, to get all these things? And people are like, yeah, that'd be cool. Okay, yeah, I'd like that. And then they book calls and they're like, yeah, I got to think about it. I'm not sure I want that. And so a lot of the marketing is focused on more pleasure, more amazingness, more awesomeness, more how to do these amazing things. Wouldn't it be great if you could have this? And it's called future pacing, this amazing life or whatever it is that you're helping people, this amazing business and stuff like that. The problem with that is it doesn't connect with people's reality, okay? And here's why. In almost every coaching niche, well, everyone I've ever seen, the people who are most motivated to take your coaching and invest in your coaching are the people who have the biggest problem. And they're in the most pain, okay? They're going to bed at night thinking about this relationship issue or whatever it is. And then they're waking up at 2 in the morning and they're waking up going, oh, how do I fix this? Why am I lonely or whatever it is? And then the first thing they do when they wake up in the morning is go, oh, how am I going to fix this? You see what I'm saying? They want out, and they're buying themselves out of the problem, not into an amazing opportunity, okay? And so what you've got to do is we have to focus on helping them out of the pain versus into awesomeness and opportunity. Because remember, somebody who's like that, say a relationship market, let's hypothetically go off that, who's like been rejected so many times, been stood up on dates, been dumped multiple times, and they're just, they've maybe been through a marriage or two, and they're just struggling relationship-wise with the significant other. They can't find it. They just keep attracting the wrong people. Nothing they do is working. They're just not going to believe that your secret method is going to help them fix this problem in 3 easy steps. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just don't. And so they don't have the confidence, and they're too far in the pain. So the question is, well, do I just avoid reaching those people? No, because those are the exact people who are putting in the time trying to fix this problem, but it is not getting better, so they don't know what to do. They're committed, right? Committed. And so we want to focus on helping them, whereas the other people who don't have a problem, they're just focused on more opportunities, and they're like, oh yeah, that's cool, yeah. Well, I don't really have a problem with relationships. I mean, I'm dating 3-4 people, right, or seeing, various people and trying to make a decision on that, and so, yeah, that sounds good. And you're like, oh wait, I can totally help you pick the right one who you can eventually marry, and so that you don't make these mistakes. And they're like, I'm okay. And so the reason I've spent so much time on this is because I believe this is the biggest of the 3 secret reasons why coaching prospects don't buy. Well, the next one is bad, but this is big. So what are you going to do? You've got to focus on helping them out of the pain and into pleasure, because people are not interested in fixing future problems, okay? So say that person who's got an amazing dating life, who booked a call with you, and they're just like, yeah, I'm just looking to see if you have some extra secrets. Things are actually really good. You can't sell them on avoiding future problems, okay? You can't be like, oh, but I've seen this a ton of times. The things you're telling me, you're attracting really bad people, and it's going to start to show up, and you can't, none of the 3 people you're sort of having dinners and coffee with, they're all bad, and I can see the red flags already. And they're like, nah, I know what I'm doing. I'll figure it out. You can't sell fixing future problems because people don't buy. So you can't do that. Okay, it's just a waste of your time. All right. So help them get out of the current pain versus selling future opportunities and helping them out of future problems. Number 3, and this is the big one that most coaches do, that I see all the time that costs them so many potential clients. Before we get to it though, I need you to do 2 things. Number 1, hit the like button so I know that you like this video so I can create more of them like it, okay? Second thing, hit the subscribe button. I have a ton of videos coming out on how to get coaching clients, what's working in the coaching space. I spent about $2.8 million in the last 3 years roughly on Facebook ads, getting coaching clients. I take all what I'm learning and bring it over here and put it into these videos to help you, and it's free. But the problem is, if you don't hit the subscribe button, you're not going to know about any future videos, and one of them could be the exact video you need to help you fix the exact situation you have. All right, number 3, your offer is too generic, okay? And what that means is it sounds like everything else, because the coaching industry, let's face it, is competitive. There's lots of different people selling coaching, all kinds of different offers out there, all kinds of different coaches. And so what you have to do is we've got to figure out how to make you seen as the only option, not one of the options. Because if you're seen as one of the options, people are just not going to buy. They're going to be like, well, you sound like everybody else, and everybody's offered to do the exact same thing as me, as you, and so I'm going to just find the cheapest version out there and go with that person, okay? So the question is, how can you be seen as the only option, where they are like, I've talked to 6 other people, nobody said it like that, this is amazing, I gotta work with you, oh my gosh, where have you been all my life? Sounds good. And that's really the secret, because look, you can put your stuff out there, you can make it so that you're helping them out of pain, you can do all these other things, but if at the end they get to the end and they're like, sounds like everybody else's program, they're just going to pick the cheapest option. So I need you to focus on, how can you be seen as the only option? And that's how you get people who have money, who want to work with you, hand over their card or whatever to pay you, and move forward. Now, I have something to help you. What I want you to do is click in the description or in the pinned comment. And I have an upcoming webinar that's going to show you exactly how we're getting coaching clients using a 300-word ad template and a snowball system on Facebook ads. Okay, I've spent over 2.8 million in the last 3 years on ads, and I want to share with you what's working, what's not working, what the gurus are saying that isn't working at all, mistakes we've made, what's happening in the industry that you need to know about, and why Facebook ads is probably the best traffic source you can use. Also, why it's gotten easier to get clients because of Facebook's AI. So click the link, head over to that video or that webinar, and we'll see you over there.